And as you guys know, we are coming off of last Friday's 5% drop on fears of compressing margins due to price cuts of FSD, as well as price cuts of the S and the X. But Tesla's latest poker move is really one that will increase margins. I don't know if Wall Street will realize this week, or if it will take a little bit more time, but eventually Wall Street will realize raising the price of the Model 3, cutting the price for the S and the X, and lowering the price of FSD, boosting take rates, ultimately has a net positive for margins.
Well, that didn't take long. Tesla's stock is going gangbusters today, up almost 5% at the time of recording this video. We do have some breaking news to get into, but I do think a vast majority of this move higher today is simply because the sell-off on Friday was due to algorithms that were selling Tesla stock due to price cuts, when in all reality, margins actually improved off of this poker move from Tesla. The first bit of breaking news that we will start with is the weekly insurance registration numbers out of China. From August 28th through September 3rd, you have seen 11,800 insurance registrations in China. These are the lowest numbers that you have seen since the end of July, but that is great given the fears out there that Tesla was just not producing as many vehicles, and the Highland is really slowing down Shanghai. That does not look like the case after this week's report. Tesla registered 34,092 vehicles in Europe in the month of August. This has now exceeded the prior record year to date for Tesla registrations in Europe. Last year, you seen a total of 233,800 registrations, and that was for the whole year. You're already at 237,556, beating last year's number by about 4,000. And what do you notice from this chart? You tend to see a ramp up towards the end of this year, and a pretty dramatic one at that. So the last couple of months of this year could be quite exciting for Tesla. Tesla is also killing it in Australia and is by far the leader. The Model 3 so far in August see 995 deliveries. The BYD, which is number 3, seen 803 deliveries. The Model Y seen 2,314 deliveries. Tesla is the clear winner of the EV race in Australia. Elon Musk is sending shots at Lucid. We reported this over this weekend that CEO of Lucid, Peter Rawlinson, tops the charts as the highest paid automotive CEO in 2022 at $379 million. This is what Elon had to say. Beware any company where leadership compensation is not linked to performance. He's got a good point. Tesla has dropped the advertised Powerwall price by $800 in Australia, and now you can see you're getting back to the same pricing as you were at around 2018. I know it's still a little bit higher, around $12,000, but you're getting back down to about $10,000 where it used to be in 2017 and 2018. And for your daily dose of the Cybertruck, we're getting this picture from a wrapped Cybertruck in California with a bunch of stuff in the bed. I don't know if this is testing or what, but it looks like quite a few different things. I think you can see a stroller here, maybe a little tent here, a cooler thing here. So, pretty cool. President of Tesla China, Wang Hao, says Tesla is expected to make more strides in the Chinese market as China's new energy vehicle NEV industry enjoys massive market and vibrant growth momentum. Quote, Tesla's localized rate of car components used in the Shanghai factory has exceeded 95%. We signed contracts with about 360 local Tier 1 suppliers, and we've brought 60 of them to the international market, Wang added. They also won recognition from other international auto manufacturers. Tesla is now spending more than 3 times as much on Australian minerals that it did in 2021. Tesla also says that Australia should offer tax incentives to transform the mining nation into a hub for processing the minerals used for EVs. Quote, Australia can be more than a dig and ship nation, Tesla chair Robin Denholm told a conference in Canberra on Tuesday. According to Forbes Mexico, Tesla is still waiting for permit approval before it can start construction of Giga Mexico. The document is a request for change of land use for the 642-acre site and needs approval from Environmental Ministry Surmont before it can request construction permits. Tesla estimates the duration of the construction of the work will be 36 months, a period that includes all the works to be carried out. This does not mean it will take 36 months for production to start. Quote, the Mexican subsidiary company of the American electric vehicle manufacturer Tesla will wait 60 working days for the Surmont Authority to issue its resolution and authorization to build the plant in Santa Catarina, Nuevo Leon, with an investment valued at $5 billion. So to put that into English, at a minimum, we have to wait 60 days to break ground on any construction at Giga Mexico. I would estimate closer to about 90 to 120 days before some actual work starts to get done on Giga Mexico. That's because after this round of permits are approved, then Tesla has to submit all of its building plans and get those permits. Either way, we're still expecting Giga Mexico to start production of this rumored Model 2, your mass market EV, in between $18,000 and $22,000 by the second half of 2024. Some estimates are for the first quarter of 2025. So in the grand scope of things, in the not so distant future. Samsung signs contract to supply camera modules to US EV company, and this contracting party is believed to be Tesla. Samsung Electromechanics is expected to supply ultra-high definition products with more than 5 million pixels to Tesla. The collaboration between Samsung and Tesla is also expected to be strengthened. Samsung's Electrics Foundry division will commission more than half of Tesla's next generation autonomous chip hardware 5. We don't even have a level 4 hardware fully rolled out, and Tesla's already developing level 5 hardware. This is what you want to see as an investor in Tesla. This is like Apple working on products that are years down the line, so they actually become a reality within a speedy timeline. This shows Tesla is taking the initiative to be innovative, unlike your legacy OEMs, and that's the reason they have fallen so far behind Tesla, especially over the past couple of years. Tesla just opened another supercharger station in Arizona. This currently has 60 Tesla superchargers active and online, being powered by solar panels. When this is complete, you're going to have 84 supercharger stalls. This is going to be one of the largest charging stations in the world. Tesla has now announced new data protection measures following a leak that happened in May. The company has activated stricter measures and is suing the former employees allegedly responsible for the leak. Lucid, it's setting its sights on a $50,000 EV by 2030. If these losses continue for the next 6 years, and they're only at a $50,000 EV, 6 years from now in 2030, unfortunately, Lucid's probably not going to make it. So be very careful if you are an investor in Lucid today. On the other hand, Tesla stock is still going gangbusters, trading at $256.15 at the time of recording this video, up about 4.5% on the day. Again, some of the previous news that we covered in this video at the beginning makes sense why Tesla is doing well today. The monthly insurance registration numbers coming out of Europe are very encouraging. It looks like we're on pace for a pretty similar quarter as we seen last quarter out of Europe, which a lot of people had feared maybe way lower deliveries in Europe, as a lot of countries had ran out of existing inventory in Europe, as well as was seeing long wait times to get their hands on a new Tesla. It looks like those fears were overblown yet again. And not to mention, last week's vehicle registration number in China was also encouraging. But I would say the biggest thing of all that is actually happening today is the markets are finally starting to realize these latest price cuts from Tesla and raising the price of the Model 3 is actually great news and will help margins. Margins have been the big story for Tesla as far as the analysts are concerned. Everyone's been fearing these falling margins. This should help margins. So it makes sense why Tesla stock is up 4.5% right now. Tesla's option activity today looks incredibly strong as well. So far, you are seeing 827 orders from hedge funds, institutions, and money managers worth $220 million with a positive order value of 63%. And as you can see down here, if you look at the individual trades, there's a lot of activity around the October 20th 275 and 280 calls, even as high as $300 to $350 by October. So you're seeing some shorter time frame options being purchased on Tesla. Maybe this is a sign that more gains are to come. After all, we know the Cybertruck delivery event should be getting announced anytime now. Tesla's option activity today is actually insane. Take a look at some of these numbers. At the 255 call, you are seeing volume of 90,000 today. The 255 call, these expire by this Friday, had a previous 12,000 for open interest. So when you see the volume so much higher than the open interest, that's usually a pretty good sign. There's a lot of buyers stepping in to buy some of these options. Now, the biggest strike for this week is, you guessed it, a call. It is the 260 call with volume of 90,593 on the day today, with open interest of 26,207. Again, 90,000, almost 91,000 is a lot greater than the previous open interest of 26,000. So investors are betting that Tesla could make quite a move throughout the rest of this week. This outperformance today by Tesla is quite noticeable because when you look at the Dow, that is down 0.34%, the S&P is down 1/4, the Nasdaq is break even for the day, and the Russell 2000 is down almost 2%. Tesla is doing very well, considering the markets are doing pretty poorly today. This underperformance in the Russell 2000 is also notable today because Fed Governor Waller agrees the central bank can proceed carefully on interest rates. He says he was encouraged by the recent reports on where prices are trending. He said they also indicate that the Fed can afford to hold rates higher until it is sure inflation is on the run. So that higher for longer narrative is really taking a hold in the markets today. The probability from the markets on September 20th to get another rate hike is now at 6%. So it looks almost certain we are going to not get a hike at the next meeting. But November, your probabilities are actually increasing. So the odds of a hike in November is 43.2%. The odds of a double rate hike in November is 2.5%. The previous day probability, so on Friday, the probability for a rate hike in November was 37.1%. So that is up quite a bit. The previous week probability was 41%. So still up as far as a probability of a rate hike in November over the past week. On Friday, December's probability of getting a rate hike was 34.1%. Today, it is 41.7%. So odds are moving up quite a bit for November and December to get another rate hike from the Fed. Something that is encouraging that I would like to point out as far as Tesla on the charts themselves, Tesla broke above its 50-day moving average today, which is this purple line, kind of hard to see, but you broke out above it. This is at $256.25 per share. At the time of recording this video, Tesla stock is $257.03 per share. This is a strong sign yet again that more gains could be to come. Tesla also just went positive on the MACD line at 0.01, so slightly positive, but that break today is another really good sign for a continued rally for Tesla. Now keep in mind, whatever happens to the broader markets will have a positive or negative effect on Tesla. If the markets were doing well today, Tesla stock would probably be up 7, 8, 9, 10%. Markets are doing poorly and Tesla is still up about 5%. So today is a very strong day. I want you guys to take that into kind of a reference point here. But if tomorrow or at some point in the next couple of weeks is really bad and we see a fall, well, Tesla's not going to be immune to that, and I would still expect Tesla to follow the trend of the broader markets. Now, the RSI is at 56.03, so although you have bounced quite a bit from the levels that we seen back here on August 18th, where Tesla stock was around $212 at its low end, you're still pretty neutral on the RSI. Neutral is 50, overbought is 70. So you're still at 56. There's still a lot of room to make that upside move. So as long as the markets are flat or even a little higher or maybe a little lower, I would still expect Tesla to do well. It's when you start to get big gyrations, that's where the markets can have an even bigger effect on Tesla. For an example, if the markets fall 2% tomorrow, I would not expect Tesla to have a very strong day. I would expect Tesla could be down 1 to 3%. Just as a quick example. So that is all of the Tesla stock news that you need to know for the day today. Let me know what you are doing with your Tesla position. Are you holding a lot of cash? Are you buying the dip at these prices? Are you just waiting a little bit? Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Let me know your take on all of this down below in the comment section. If you guys want to take it a step further, come talk to me. Come trade with me live in real time. I make trades every time I send out alerts, every time I make trades. Link down below in the description of this video. We will welcome you with open arms to the trading community. My name is Michael Tyler. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.